morning, everyone. Well, I was having a good morning. I was having a good morning until, just to set the scene, we're going to Salon Privé today, and this is something that we booked as a for our friend's birthday. And obviously I've been thinking about my outfit, and I've been thinking about my makeup and my skincare. And I walked down the stairs this morning and my husband goes, "Oh, you look tired." So that was a nice marriage. Hold on a minute. He may have just redeemed himself. Babe, is this my coffee? Yeah. Well done. Oh, mon Dieu. We're going to Salon Privé today, and I can't find my ice globes. You'd think they would be somewhere smart, like the fridge, but they're not. So I've had to put 2 spoons in the freezer, because if I look tired, I may need to do a little bit of, oh, ice cube. So I'm gonna go that far. So I might actually need to let these warm up a little bit, because they might fuse to my skin. A little bit, let's just do that on there. I only put them in before I went to the shower, but just to depuff if I'm looking tired, because basically my hair is up because I put oil in my hair last night. I was like, I'm gonna wash my hair, I'm gonna look really like lovely. And then I was like, this morning, I was kind of like, I really liked it when my hair was up a few weeks ago when we went to our friend's wedding. And it was just quite nice, and I think it always feels a little bit more like put together and pushed back. And I'm wearing a hat today as well. I'm wearing a sort of ivory Arvel hat. And I don't know about you, but when I've like accepted the fact that I'm going to wash my hair tomorrow and then I don't have to, I feel like I've just gained like half of my life back, because I'm like, what am I going to do with my morning? I've been up since 5. Like, what are all of these things that I'm going to do with my day now? And then I've wasted it by trying to decide whether I actually am going to wash my hair or not. I feel like this is working. We've done like the full shebang, like hospitality. It's gonna be a really, really lovely day out, and I've managed, I think, to rework an outfit so that it works really well, and I haven't bought anything new. Fantastic. I'm getting quite good at this. So you're gonna have to tell me what you think, because it was sort of like a panic decision last night. I'm trying to get ahead with outfit planning, and that's like my new thing, so that I don't panic put together outfits on the day. And so I've been planning lots of things that you would have already seen. So you would have seen that I've already gone to like Burley and things like that. And that's just one of the things that I've been doing more, like just planning my outfits before I planned it for Burley. And it just made me feel like, you've got this, Lydia. I'm hoping that helps a little bit. It doesn't look it right now, but it feels good. I feel like I'm starting to see what Ali was talking about. Maybe I didn't sleep very well. I have been trying to like force myself to get up at 5 AM this week. I want an extra hour, you know? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I can't find my lip balm. Ooh, the lip balm. Found my lip balm, and also because I have a product to tell you about, I also have another product to tell you about, which makes 0 sense, but it makes sense in my head, because usually when I've got a product to tell you about, I suffer in silence and try and tell you about it without putting it on my face, because I want to show you. However, I've come up with a plan where I'm able to show you some of my favorites from the brand, which is obviously Elizabeth Arden. And you know, I am the biggest Elizabeth Arden fangirl. Like, I don't even have to try. There's just Elizabeth Arden products everywhere in my house. And one of my favorites, which the girls are so clever with, they always make sure that I'm topped up with this. This is the Elizabeth Arden 8-Hour Miracle Hydrating Mist. And because I've decided to put my hair up, it means that the skincare that I've been doing this past week in the run up to this, I've got quite a few big events back to back, so I've really been trying to focus on my skincare. It means that I can tell you about it whilst having hydrated skin, which is also going to go towards the skin that I want for these events that I have coming up. Does that make sense? I feel like that makes sense. Anyway, the events that I have that you would have already seen, I've done Burley, and will I have already done the National Television Awards? Who knows? At the moment, I don't know what's going on with my schedule. But the skin that I want is like glass skin, but without creating it with makeup. Does that make sense? Like, I want the makeup to enhance it, but I want it to be my actual skin. And I was like, there's no use me shoving a load of products on my face that I'm just gonna worry about and moving. I want my skin to be in the position that is like the best possible position for the makeup for the next few events. Starting off with my hydrating mist from Elizabeth Arden. This one just, it really kind of locks in moisture, and I've always said it's got that sort of thermal element to it that it almost feels like it sort of heats up, gives my skin that like pinkness, super bouncy, hydrated skin. So we can go wild with this so that I'm able to talk to you. But the product that has, I think it's one of those products that I'm so glad that I've got a discount code, which is Lydia 10, by the way, because if there is anything that you ever need to try that I tell you about, it is the Elizabeth Arden Retinol and HPR Ceramide. Now this is like a water cream. It's got a really long name. It's the Rapid Skin Renewing Water Cream, but I call it the Retinol and HPR Ceramide just for short. And when you hear water cream, it doesn't mean it's like a watery consistency. It doesn't mean that it's full of water. This is like a really beautiful cream because this is a retinol that you can use nighttime and daytime. And as long as you use it with an SPF, you're completely protected. It's not going to be broken down by the sun's rays, which is usually the issue with retinol. You know, it comes in those packets that are often like you can't see through it because they're opaque, so that the sun can't get to it and break down the ingredients that essentially work on your skin. With the HPR in this ceramide, it is a game changer. But not just that, and this is what we learned about when we went on the trip with them, because I had been using this for a few months. I was sent a tiny sample, and the moment that I ran out of that sample, I was like, I actually don't know what I'm gonna do, because this is the addition of retinol to your skincare that I think that every woman or man, regardless of your skin type, regardless of your experiences with retinol in the past, you're going to be able to use this, because I have been using this intensively. So I've put all of my other skincare bits and pieces, all of my other active ingredients to one side, and for the last week alone, just in prep for the events that I have coming up, I wanted to put this to the ultimate test. So I've used it intensively for the last week in the run up to this, and I've had no breakouts. And if you've followed me over the years, you'll know that when it comes to retinols, if I start using super potent retinols, I instantly start getting what the Arden team call as like retinosis. So I get breakouts. I can often get really, really sensitive skin, really sore skin, and then the dreaded peeling, which I would always find would happen when you're like sat in a meeting and you've got no idea, and there's just half your face just flapping in the wind, and you're just none the wiser. And you know, half the time the lovely person that you're having lunch with is so kind that they're just, you know, they've not even noticed. But none of that happens with the retinol and HPR ceramide. And I don't know how to explain it. Like, you still know that you've been using active ingredients first and foremost. Like, you can feel it. You can feel that sort of, it's not like a soreness, but it's like a, oh, I've got fresh skin on show. Like, my skin has been, you know, rejuvenated, and the fresh, newer, baby, bouncy skin has come through, and you can kind of feel that. It's got like, it's like a sensitivity, but not in an uncomfortable way. Whereas when I've used previous retinols, it has been like red raw. I get the bounciness, the texture of my skin is just, I think that's where I've really noticed the difference. The texture, the overall sort of consistency of my skin is unreal. So without further ado, I'm going to get it on my face. Now, obviously it's extremely important to use your SPF. I have the Provage City Smart, which has been a staple in my like beauty arsenal over the years. It is one of the most beautiful SPFs I think I have ever used over the years. It's expensive, but that's because it protects you from all facets of like pollution and day-to-day elements, as well as being a super high SPF 50. I always forget. So I've got that as well, and I'm going to use this one as my day cream. Now, I'm obviously going to let that marinate into my skin, but you can see it's got the dewiness of an everyday moisturizer. This isn't going to go onto your skin and dry out and make you feel like, oh my gosh, I need to like put some moisture back onto my face. This is still going to really nourish your skin. And what I want today is that whatever I'm putting on my skin to continue to make it sing throughout the day, because hair is up, hat is on, I'm basically going all out with skin and how my face looks. I'm letting my face do the talking. So whilst that marinates, whilst this is really, really suitable for sensitive skin, so you know I've got super sensitive skin, and if you're watching this thinking there is no way that I can introduce retinol, my skin is too sensitive, I think that this is definitely one to give a try, because not only does it work on sensitive skins, but it's also 10 times more potent than like traditional retinol. With the introduction of the HPR, it's 10 times more potent. It also has skin firming peptides, which helps to boost collagen and target fine lines and wrinkles, which, you know, I'm obviously not worried about, but you know, if I was, I would probably use this. It's just a beautiful overall cream, which I feel like is packed with so many incredible ingredients, but also in true Elizabeth Arden style, they don't just sit back and let me tell you about it. They don't just sit back and let you try it and find out for yourself. They actually do research as well alongside their products to be able to say, look, this is how many people tried this product and loved it. And you will be pleased to know 100% of the people that tried this as part of Elizabeth Arden's tests reported that they saw an improvement in their skin, in their fine lines, and that I feel like speaks for itself. So my discount code is Lydia10 if you want to try this, but if you wanted to pick up some other products, I always like to, you know, suggest you can go for the iconic 8 hour. This is an all-rounder. Both Ali and I use this. It's great for burns, skin sort of treatments, and I use it on like my heels, my cuticles, my ears. I get really dry ears, especially when they're on show as well. They need to be lubricated. You can use it as a highlighter. There's so many different uses for this product, and I feel like everybody kind of knows. The mist I love. Obviously I've always loved the mist and I go through it like it's going out of fashion. Great for hydration, a little bit of zing into your skin as well with that more thermal element. I need to do some research into this product because it's very, very good. Why does it do that to my skin? And then if you want your SPF to go alongside this, if you're planning on trying your retinol during the day, then I would 110% recommend the Provage one, because I always feel like SPF is one of those things that you want to really come from like a multi-angle approach, and this one is one that does that because it's got the anti-pollution and the antioxidants and the broad spectrum SPF 50. But of course, I can't tell you about this without telling you about my Advanced Ceramide. Now this is one of the most beautiful day creams I have ever used. This is my 3rd pot of this. I was very, very lucky to work on this, and I'm going to add a little bit on top of my retinol now that that has soaked in, just because this has a really sort of illuminating element to it, and it's got SPF in it as well. And I almost use this as like a base for my makeup now because it just looks beautiful. So if you want to add a few more items to your basket, like I said, I've got my discount code, which is Lydia10. If you are wanting to get into using retinol and you want something that is backed up by science, backed up by consumer trials, and backed up by me, and also loads of other really, really incredible ladies in this industry, you know, from Nadine Baggett to Alessandra Steiner. I was on the trip with them and they were all just raving about this product. So if you're wanting to try it, don't take my word for it, take everyone else's, because it really is quite spectacular. And hopefully when I get ready for the day, I mean, you can already see, but hopefully when I'm ready for the day, as usual, one thing that I always like to say when I use products that really make a difference to my skincare, because that's what I'm looking for nowadays. I'm not like hoping for the best. I want to see results. Hopefully for me. You see it when my skin is on show and I'm doing my day-to-day thing. So I'm gonna get my makeup on, and I'm also going to clean my ears, because we know when hair is up, ears get cleaned, okay? I'm also gonna moisturize them because, as we also know, ears get dry and they need a little helping hand sometimes. So yes, just massage my lobes. Just, you know, I want moisturized lobes, what can I say? But I will link everything in the description box down below, and I'm going to get my makeup on and ready for the day. And I just want to like not have a panic over my outfit, because I feel like I'm about to do that. And I really don't want to, but I'm so excited. We basically went to Salon Privé last year, but we were invited, but we went on the day when it was like kind of like open to the public. And if you know anything about me, I don't mind going on the days when it's open to the public, but we went like dressed up because we thought we were going. We didn't check, it was our fault. We went when we thought it was like the special day, which is today, or Ladies' Day, and people were like, that knew us, they were like, why are you here today? Cute. And so we knew that next year we were going to book it and do it properly. And a little frog in my throat, and just make a whole day of it, because it's very much us, like classic cars, beautiful cars, set in the grounds of Blenheim Palace, all of that kind of thing. So yeah, we're making a really fun best friend day of it, which I really, really like. I'm gonna have some more coffee, not that I need it, clearly I'm wired. I think I'm thriving from these 5 a.m.s, you know. It just goes to show that you can turn your life around. Like when I was at uni, I would get up at 4 in the afternoon, and it would honestly, like, I wouldn't bat an eyelid at it. But nowadays, sorry, that was a little bit of a high. But nowadays, I'm like, how can I get up earlier? Like, I'll go to bed late, I'll go to bed earlier, but I want to get up earlier. Okay, I'm not doing my makeup with you because I've already chatted to you for 18 minutes, and I know that you don't like it when I tell you too much about something. So anyway, let's get ready. Okay, I am having a meltdown when it comes to my outfit. This was what I thought I was gonna wear. This is an Argyle off-the-shoulder jacket in this beautiful ivory boucle. I feel like it's kind of given my Jamati Savali dress a new edge. It makes it feel very Dior. But I tried on my Zimmermann dress, you know, the really big, poofy, ruchy one, and it looks phenomenal with this hat. But I feel like it's very similar to the vibe that I wore when I went to Blenheim Palace before. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I should really try it on, but I've just tried it on for a TikTok. I'm gonna see if I can wait until our friends get here and ask them what they think. Oh my gosh. Mr. Millen has spoken, and he has said the Zimmermann dress, which I am inclined to agree. You may be able to see my pants through it though, because I need to go and put a slip dress on, but that is the look. And I've just popped my Flowers of the Four Seasons into a little gold atomizer that I got from Amazon. And now to pack my bag. By the way, I'm not taking my vlogging camera with me, because otherwise I have no space. So you're going to be vlogged at on my phone, just as an FYI. In we go. Oh, you bought sunglasses as well. You're so clever. Oh, sugar. Oh. Hello. Hi. Oh my God, Carrie, is that fine? Is it warm? I'm not so sure about that.
Some Ferraris, Lotus Elises.
Callum's trying to play Where's the Best Number Plate.
Yeah. Hey?
Wow. What a view.
It's amazing, isn't it? Welcome to Salon Privé 2023. Well, as you enter into the Privé, you'll see that we've got Andrew's boats. Absolutely stunning. We also have a collection from Tom Hartley. You can see he's got an absolutely insane collection of vehicles. Lydia will be very happy that the sun's coming out because it's a little bit chilly in the shade. Cameraman's got his eyes on the girls. He's just getting himself in position. She's got no idea. Oh, I'm in the background vlogging. How do I get out of that? Oh, awkward. Well, if you see the gentlemen in the white hats, they're actually judging the cars that are just parked around the outskirts for the all-important Concours d'Elegance. Wow. Look at that. That is not your average black cab, is it? Just before our other table guests arrive, I thought I'd show you the room. So this is where we're going to be spending our afternoon having, I think we start the day off with a breakfast slash brunch. And then this afternoon we have an afternoon tea in here. It's called the Glass House, I think. And it overlooks one of the formal gardens at Burnham Palace, which you'll just see to the left. And then we have Boeing jets opposite us. Or business jets, should I say. I actually can't see my wife because she's blindsided me out with her hat. Well, they've just started to do the first show of the day.
This is the Mark 1. There's another Mark 1 on the stand as well. That's the Mark 1 Evo, 360 odd brake horsepower in that. Now a Bentley with a difference.
Bentley Bentayga, followed by the Bentley Little Car Company.
Little Car Company in partnership with Bentley. This car was launched last week in Monterey.
This is the first road legal Little Car Company car. So this is the world debut of a absolute one of a kind. It's the Rolls-Royce Phantom 2 and it's fully electric. It's a big old boy. So this is Spectre by Rolls-Royce and it's a fully electric car. We need to be careful because we don't want to get too many guests here in the video, but Lily's asked me to take control and dominate the vlog just like I do in the bedroom, so I'm going to hand it over to her.
Oh my god, there's a lot.
This is what I have to deal with.
Honestly, they're so aggressive.
They're not, they're misunderstood.
Oh yeah, Ali's watched a TikTok about wasps and now he's like completely changed his approach.
I'm much calmer around wasps.
Yes,
so.
yeah. But yeah, Ali's been doing all of the legwork in terms of the vlog today. So when I vlog for Ali, I pick up the camera and I happily just chat to you guys like you give a crap about me. And Ali thinks that you don't give a crap about him. So
Oh, you don't need to say.
You do. And I had to tell him that you probably like him more than you like me.
Right, I'm fishing for comments or reassurance. So.
But we're about to have our hospitality meal here. So it's much welcomed because I'm very, very hungry.
Yes, you are.
I'm sorry, I cannot tell you how funny this is.
You cannot put this on the internet.
So Carly just turns to me and she
We're trying to align a date for our next wine.
She just turns to me and she says, oh no, I can't do that weekend. I'm going for my first colonic irrigation. And I said, oh my god, I've got to film this. She was
And I said, no, you're not coming with me to Bumwell.
I didn't want to come with you. I just wanted to let them know that you've just turned to me and told me that you were having a colonic irrigation. All the things so random. Why?
Why not?
Why not? Oh, I'm like mildly confused, but also slightly intrigued as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, this is Liz all over. She's going to be like, so how was it? Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to be like, I feel revitalised. So she's going to be like, put me in yesterday. I used it done right away and now it's going to be my new addiction. I'm going to go every 2 weeks.
The light as a feather.
But if I come back and I say absolutely not, I feel horrendous, I feel depleted of energy, she'll come back and she'll be like, I told you so.
Yeah. Well done for being the sacrificial lamb.
I am, that's me.
Putting your bum on the line.
My arse is literally on the line.
So we have the, as Mr. Millen Gordon would say, dolphinoise. No, I don't even think these are dolphinoise. It's just whenever I see the little layers of potatoes. Yeah. Well, do you know what? I'll refer to the menu. Potato terrine. Lovely. Yum yum.
Just finished up lunch and the main event is just about to start. Got all of the old cars coming through now. So nice. Well, afternoon tea has been served. A glass or two of bubbly.
Good morning, everyone. Oh my goodness. Today is such an exciting day. I am going to tell you all about it. But you might hear, first of all, you might hear the birds because it has just gone 6 o'clock in the morning. I've been up since 5:30 and I've got my windows open, I've lit candles, and the sounds of the playlist that my friend Pippa told me to listen to, the Cottage in the English Countryside. I'll leave it, like if I can leave a link, I'm not sure, it's on Spotify. I'll leave it down below. It is literally the best playlist to play waking up to. Like, that was what she said. She's like, it makes me feel like I'm in a movie of my life. And I was like, sold. So it's got a few tracks on there that I would say I associate more with Christmas and don't usually play this early. However, it's worth it because when the soundtrack to The Holiday comes on or Downton Abbey, it's pretty spectacular, I have to say. It's definitely not something that I want to keep only until Christmas. So yeah, I can let those two slide. But I'm up bright and early because Gemma will be here at 7 to bring my brilliant breakfast table to life. We're having a late summer, sort of early autumn breakfast in honour of the Brilliant Breakfast, which is an initiative that's part of the Prince's Trust. And I believe it came to life through Anushka Ducasse, who Anushka is one of my favourite jewellery brands. So today I'm wearing my Anushka earrings in honour of her. She basically founded the initiative of the Brilliant Breakfast, and now the Prince's Trust have kind of carried that on, but she's still very much linked into the cause, the fundraising, and all of those kinds of things. She's actually hosting a breakfast sometime soon, and I think I'm going to be attending that as well. Her own Brilliant Breakfast. So you're probably wondering what the Brilliant Breakfast is and how you can get involved. So basically it's a fundraising event with the Prince's Trust, and it's based around having breakfast together, whether that's a coffee, whether you're going all out like we are today. I always like to make things as special as possible for the girls in the office, and I thought a full-on breakfast spread this morning with eggs from the hens, sourdough, cakes, pancakes, that kind of thing, with a beautiful setup the girls would really enjoy. But you can just, something as simple as going for coffee with family, friends, maybe you want to go and visit an elderly loved one or something like that. And the idea is to raise funds for disadvantaged women across the UK, which is kind of where the Prince's Trust focuses a lot of its, well, pretty much all of its energy. It's in young people, but if you don't know, which I think that a lot of people are sometimes confused about what the Prince's Trust does, is they help young adults up until the age of sort of 30 to build confidence, get into work, maybe hone key skills and things like that. And they do so through fundraising from the public. But they also have a number of initiatives that focus on young women, which is, for me, a really, really important part. I think that there are so many women across the UK that maybe aren't able to, aren't in the position to, due to lifestyle factors, upbringing, circumstances, whatever, where they're maybe not feeling confident enough to go in search of their dreams. Maybe they don't have the funding, maybe they don't have the opportunity. I know that there's one particular lady that I'm very, very close with now through my social media channels, who has actually received grants from the Prince's Trust in order to start her first businesses, and she told me that it was one of the most incredible experiences of her life, and she will be forever in debt to the Prince's Trust. So basically, you can get involved and you can have your breakfast from the 9th to the 15th of October. And in doing so, you can either raise funds as a team, which is what we're going to be doing today. All of us are going to be raising funds to go towards funding the Prince's Trust Brilliant Breakfast initiatives. And I know with charitable ventures, you can often feel pressured to spend lots of money. However, what I really want to stress is something as little as £5, if you can afford it, is able to help a disadvantaged woman just make the journey to a job interview that could potentially change her life, which I think is really, it really puts a perspective on how small donations can make the biggest impact. Maybe not on like the biggest of scales, but just to one individual person. And one thing that I always say that Charlotte said to me is that we may not be able to be the cure, but we can help no matter what. I'm going to pop the link for fundraising in the description box down below if you want to get involved just by donating. I know some of you will be in America and maybe not in the UK, and you maybe feel like you can't get involved. You can, even if you just have £5. Obviously you can donate more if you want to and if you are able to, but I'm going to get myself ready now because this is super exciting. Also, I should probably mention, I know this video is sponsored by Elizabeth Arden, and it's actually through Elizabeth Arden that I started to learn so much more about the work that the Prince's Trust does. I went to their International Women's Day dinner, and it was all centered around the Change a Girl's Life initiative, which is something I will get to. But I'm just so grateful to the Arden team for inviting me to that breakfast and introducing me to a cause that really sort of ignited something within me. And I felt like this is somewhere through my own experiences in business that I really think that I can help, whether that's raising funds, giving talks, I don't know, mentoring, that kind of thing. It was really something that I wanted to get involved with. So this morning we're doing a bit of fundraising in honour of their brilliant breakfast. So I will pop all of the details in the description box down below for how you can get involved and have your own brilliant breakfast between the 9th and the 15th of October. So I'm going to get my makeup on, I'm going to get dressed because Gemma's going to be here in 35 minutes and I want to be up and ready to go. So out of my dressing gown, so makeup it is. And also, I don't know if you can see, but my skin, this is the thing that I love, is that I wake up the next morning and my skin, it feels very similar to using retinol, like normal retinols, but you don't have that retinosis that I think I mentioned, whereby it's not like painful, but you can feel the active ingredients have been working away on your skin. With the retinol and HPR, it literally, like, you have all of the good feelings, like the baby soft skin, and it goes a little bit like pink, just like you've had a really good facial, but I don't get the purging, which I think is a real issue with retinols, because often I use them and I can't use them for prolonged periods of time. This one I can use in conjunction with my other active ingredients. I can use it on its own. I can pick it up and put it down whenever I feel like my skin needs it, and I have never once had a breakout from it, which I've never had from any retinol in my life. I haven't had any of the what's it called? I haven't had any of the flaking or anything like that. And it also works so beautifully with my Arden Ceramide Moisturiser, because the radiance of the ceramide moisturiser that I use in the morning then really brings out the bouncy sort of dewy skin that you've already got. Carrie has messaged me. Okay, amazing. I'm gonna get ready. Okay, that's better. Look how glowy my skin is. Oh my goodness, when I come on camera and I'm like, pow! The only thing is, I've used a lip combination which could potentially give me scurvy, because I'm fully aware that you get scurvy from not having enough fruit and vegetables, I think, but this is so old. I've popped on the lip product that I've not been able to tell you about, and I probably shouldn't talk about it, but this is by Terry Balm de Rose that I think they stopped doing at least, and I'm not even exaggerating, 5,000 years ago. And I've still got it and I still use it, and I don't know why they discontinued it, but this is the perils of the makeup industry, is that they discontinue products like this beautiful corally rose Balm de Rose, and I end up getting ill from it. So no, I'm joking. I don't think it's that bad, but it is bad. I mean, just to put it into perspective, I've definitely had this since I lived in Milton Keynes, which I haven't lived in Milton Keynes for 5 years. Things you should not admit on the internet, Lydia. Right, I'm gonna just quickly touch up my hair, even though my new hairstyle that I have actually lends itself super well to not touching your hair. Do you know what? I don't think I need to, actually. It's just, I love all of these like flicky bits, and because my colour feels a little bit less like, I don't know, what's the word? It feels less defined. So when I wear it straight, I don't need to like blend it in. That's why what I always felt like I was doing when I was wearing my hair wavy, was that I wanted it to look more like sun-kissed. Well, I don't have to do that anymore, which I love. So I'm all good to go. I'm gonna get dressed, and I'm not gonna try and talk over the beeping of the tumble dryer. Ali does this really clever and innovative thing where he puts the tumble dryer on, so it comes, well, yeah, it comes on early morning. So by the time we get up, we're ready to unload the dishwasher on a timer thingy. And that would be it, saying, I've not finished yet, but you need to help me with something. Like I love our Miele appliances, but they are quite high maintenance. But I realise they're high maintenance because they keep you looking after your machine, so that you have like the least amount of issues with it. So you have to clean the fluff plinths, and you have to clean the filters, and you have to empty the water, and then you have to stand on your head and pat it gently on the side to make sure that it's okay. I don't know what I'm going to wear today. I know I shouldn't wear my green wool shirt dress, because ever since we dug that out, I'm like, that is autumnal Lydia locked and loaded, and but it's all I want to wear, okay? It is all I want to wear. I love it. I love that I love it still. Right, let's do this. Well, I think we can safely say who won that internal battle, because here we are wearing the green wool shirt dress. But I don't want to talk about it, okay? I don't want to talk about it. I have no willpower, and I'm a creature of habit. But do you know what? The funny thing is I've been trying not to wear this. Well, I say I've been trying not to wear this. It's been one whole day. Oh, I think that will be... Gemma? No. But I've got like the cutest outfit. I've started sort of planning outfits to avoid any sort of confusion. By the way, I'm wearing my Florist Flowers of the Four Seasons. I'm realising that the more I spray, I think, I'm still testing it out, but what we might do is speak to them and see if there's a way that we can give our fragrances more longevity. But I'm trying just spraying a lot, but I am getting through it very, very quickly. Porter's having a hernia downstairs, but I haven't shown you this. I found myself possibly one of the best like collarless jackets for my wardrobe, and it was a colour that I noticed I didn't have over summer, and it goes beautifully with this shirt dress, and I wanted to wear it yesterday, but I thought it was a bit too formal yesterday. But I love it. It actually looks like it's different greens in this light, but when you look in the normal light, it actually isn't. I was served an Instagram ad for this from M&M, and for me, when it comes to tailoring, I can kind of, as long as it's not too garish, there is always a spot for it in my wardrobe. But this colour is one I'd been looking for such a long time. This over like some of my more green patterned dresses, because I really struggled with the Giambattista Valli one that already has its floral pattern. So this one is gorgeous, but I'm not wearing this today because we're only having breakfast, and I'm gonna need to pop on a pinafore or an apron and potter around the kitchen. So yes, I have no willpower, but at least I didn't have to do anything to my hair, really. I'm really loving this like flicky, just, I feel like it's gonna help with like condition so much, me not using like styling tools so much now that I'm going for this like straighter blow dryer look. Love it. Morning, Grumpy. Morning. Are you not speaking to me this morning? You're not speaking to me this morning? That's not the usual welcome that I'm used to, boys. You've not even seen me yet. Who are you waiting for? How do you know if Gemma's coming or not? You don't. This is where I get frustrated, because I love having my playlists play all day. But being a vlogger, and the fact, it's so weird that the fact that TikTok exists, but YouTube still doesn't allow you to have music that's like copyrighted in your videos, and yet I don't think I've ever used more than a minute of any singular song in like one go. And on TikTok you can use a minute just willy-nilly, like you've got a minute of Justin Bieber if you want it, and it's like still on here you can't. So anyway, I'm going to turn it off before I get a YouTube copyright claim and my whole channel gets cancelled. And this is one that I'm really excited. In fact, I need to Google this tonight. This is Far From the Madding Crowd. I've never heard of this. Original motion picture soundtrack, music by Craig Armstrong. I saw this on this playlist, and it's a historical film that I don't know about. So I must watch it. So I might do that tonight, otherwise I'm just going to read my book. But what I have from for this morning's breakfast is obviously scrambled eggs from our hen's eggs. They've really turned a corner. We're a lot of the time getting like 3 eggs now a day, which is so good. But I did do a Waitrose food shop, which is one of the partners of the Brilliant Breakfast. So if you want to shop somewhere where your money is like obviously contributing to the Brilliant Breakfast as well, it's a good way to merge 2 birds with 1 seed. Not that they merge usually, but it's just a good one. I also went to Soho Farmhouse. I picked up a sourdough loaf and also some like cakes and treats and things like that. We've got gluten-free cake still, and we've got some berries, and we have, so what I picked up from Waitrose is I got some blueberry pancakes, and we've got some blueberries and some berries from the garden that can go with these. Sourdough, chives from the garden to go with the eggs, and what else do we have? Oh, rosé. No, it's not that type of breakfast. Oh, and we also went, I always go for the salted French butter whenever I shop at Waitrose. When I do Ocado, it's Dalesford. Waitrose is the salted French butter. Oh, so good. So that will be spread on the sourdough. But first, we have to dress the table before the girls arrive. I don't think they know that I'm doing this. I think they just think that I'm cooking them breakfast, but sourdough from Blake's, and I picked up from the deli, well, they're sort of bakery, some banana and date loaf, which smells incredible, and I also got some like oaty flapjacky grain bars, so I'm going to get these out. Well, no, I'm not going to do that yet. Once we start getting the table together and I know what space I've got, I'll know what crockery to use. But other things that are happening today, I believe that the wallpaper gentleman is coming to wallpaper the guest bedroom. However, I have ordered 2 extra rolls, which I was told to do, and I don't think they've even been dispatched yet, and I ordered them last week, and they're supposed to be here today for him to finish, because it's only supposed to take 1 day. So I'm gonna have to break the news to him when he gets here. Unless it arrives during the day, which fingers crossed it does, but I don't honestly know. I always find that whenever I order anything at a weekend, it never comes when it's supposed to. It like doesn't get dispatched because I think it gets lost in all the other orders. But anyway, that's that. I need to get my nails done, and what else is happening today? Ali's going to London. Yeah, lots of good stuff. It feels so much like autumn as well. I feel like I shouldn't be saying that, but it does. Like, look how autumnal it is. It's like dark. The chicks are up though, which always makes me happy. And it looks like the boys were ready to watch cartoons this morning. Were you ready to watch cartoons before school? Were you? Are you snuggling on Mummy's cardigan? Oh my goodness. You are so cute. You are. I can't wait for frosty mornings where we put the fire on and snuggle and have our morning coffee in here. Does that sound nice? Does that sound nice? Little snooty. Oh, Barkley. Barkley, what are you doing in here? You can go on the sofa, you know. You can. You can. Little Sweepy. We've got Snooty and Sweepy. Oh, yes, Porty. I know you're jealous. I know you're jealous. You both look so smart in your Fairfax collars. So smart. So smart and so sleepy. Yes. So smart and so sleepy. Sounds like a rap song, doesn't it? So smart and so sleepy. Oh. Oh, big ears. So Gemma has arrived, and everything that I love about gardens at this time of year, where there's pears, apples, berries, but beautiful white flowers. Like, this is literally what we've got in our... Are these the anemone honorine?
Oh gosh, I think they're the japonica.
Ah.
I think they are that, yes, japonica honorine. Yeah.
Ah, because that's what we've got in our literally outside the windows. Yeah. And we've got some beautiful, beautiful berries. Not for puppies. No, you can't eat them. No, no, no. Oh my God, Lumi was just in Gemma's car. Boys, off. No, the fruits of our labour are not for you. Off, Porter. Porter, off. Barkley, off. My little... No, no. No, little snuff munchers. No. So the brief was kind of like, yeah, replicating exactly what it's like now in the outdoors, where everything is turning. There's very abundant blackberry bushes. The orchards are coming into full kind of crop. Berries, white florals. Oh, so excited. So we're just building out the tablescape now. So we started off with bud vases. It is full of beautiful berries and flowers. Then we've gone for some moss on the base with apples and pears, like orchard grown apples and pears. We've got some asparagus ferns in there for softness, and then we've just added these terracotta pots with more berries in. And then for the table setting sprig, we've popped the little blackberry sprigs on there, but these are lethal, so I'm gonna have to tell people to be a little bit careful. And whilst we're doing that, I am laying out some of the bits and pieces from Waitrose and also from Soho Farmhouse, and Ken and Tony have just arrived for the bedroom wallpapering, so I've just laid places for them as well so that they can have some breakfast too. I'm gonna get the cake down. Well, all of the breakfast is laid out ready to go. We've got berries from the garden, we have orchard pears and apples, we've got sourdough, pancakes, blueberry pancakes, eggs from the hens, cream, all of the good stuff. And we have had 2 more join on because we have Ken and the decorator here, but I am just going to head down to the chickens just to check whether we have any more eggs, just to make sure we've got enough. But my goodness, it was so funny. I messaged Gemma and I was like, right, I want to encapsulate like the abundance of hedgerows and the woodland and orchards into a tablescape, but I still want to incorporate white florals, lots of greenery. So we've got the moss, the asparagus ferns, and I just love that she really gets what it is that I like about tablescapes and decorations when it really reflects what's in the garden inside. So we've got these exact flowers in our beds on the terrace there. These are the anemone honorine, and they are just wonderful. They just come up nice and tall in the flower beds and they look so lovely. We've got little candles, tea lights, all ready to go. So the breakfast was a huge success and the girls all had scrambled eggs, some cake, bits and pieces like that. I am now going to open something that has just arrived, but also just to remind you that if you want to donate to the Prince's Trust in honour of my brilliant breakfast, I will pop the link in the description box down below. We will be donating as a team, and if you want to ensure that you have your own brilliant breakfast, whether it's with loved ones, with your colleagues, with your friends, whatever, I'll pop all of the details in the description box down below, because you will be going, all of your money will be going towards helping so many women change their lives for the better. As I mentioned, someone that I know through my job literally became one of the most successful women I think I've ever met through the help that was given to her via the Prince's Trust, which I just think is absolutely phenomenal. One donation of like £5 could change a woman's life forever, and I think that that is what we just need to cling on to. But yeah, just a lovely way to start the day and to start the 4-day week, which was just perfect. I'm going to leave this out now because Ken and Tony are going to have some breakfast as well. But something lovely has just arrived. This is another purchase from one of my favourite antiques shops, which is found by Sasha. I think that's right. And it's where I got my writing desk from. And this is a little stationery box which her dad had basically rejuvenated and given another lease of life. So this has arrived, and I'm very excited to see it because it just looks so lovely. Oh, so sweet. Yellow rose and Bengal rose. Dear Lydia, thank you for supporting Found. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it was the little tassel that completely sold me, because I think this would be such a lovely place to hold all of my calligraphy little bits and pieces on my writing desk, but even just on like bedside tables and things like that. This little key with the tassel, I just loved it so much. She just finds such great pieces as well, so that is a lovely little box, little stationery box. Right, now my next job for the day is to go through the illustrations for Evergreen. Now this has been, I've spoken about this part of the process a lot, and it's one of the processes that I enjoy the most because it's very, very creative, but it's been a very, very special process, and I had very, very specific illustrations in mind. And so now we've got the final like scripture as such. It's got all of the illustrations in as well. So I'm going to go through and hopefully I can share a few little bits and pieces. I don't want to give anything away, but I also want to give you sneak peeks as well in the run-up, because when you're watching this, we'll be in September, which will mean we'll be just over a month away from launch date, and that feels so real. Obviously we have workmen in the house, so before I sit down and do all of the illustrations, I'm just going to pop down and see how they're getting on. Well, this is very, very exciting. Ken knows how to make me a very, very happy lady. This is the first wall almost complete, so we've got a little bit to go around there, but I think it's really going to be exciting when we see this wall come in, because when you look down the hallway you get this beautiful view of the wallpaper, and it just looks so, so lovely. It's really funny, once you get the colour on the walls, it doesn't actually feel as sort of, that's more peach toned, and it feels super soft. So yes, I'm going to leave a little time lapse on, letting the two lads get to work, and hopefully we'll have another wall very, very soon.
Block out that river runs there.
Why?
Because I don't want to get no money from this one. We'll get some work, and people ask you, who's that handsome white chap? Black chap's got, and you've got a white chap in there now.
Honestly, Ken, I don't think I've ever had as many messages on my Instagram as you saying grace at the table in the garden. Everyone loved it. It was so funny.
And you know something, right? As I said to Graham, I see you took the phone out or camera out, yeah, but I thought you were just taking a picture of the food. I didn't think. I should have thought, just like the other day when I was helping Ali.
And he was filming.
And I was dancing.
And your bum crack was out.
And you forget that one when you got your camera out, when, doing the the chef, Ali, had the mirror out there.
Yeah.
And I was...
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even know you had the cat, yeah. So, my phone was pinging. I was just up it, and when I found out, I said, Graham, I bet you any money, Lydia's put something on. When you do tag us every now and then, people start saying, and look there, I'm there, saying grace.
Going into the kill. That was very funny. Get the egg from the chicken and what was it? The tomato from the field
and the herb from the field. It was true though, wasn't it?
I'm having the loveliest day at home. What a wonderful way to start the day. And I just hugely suggest that you organise yourself a breakfast. It's such a lovely thing, and I could see like the look on the girls' faces and they were like, oh, this is so lovely. And also you can see the wisteria room coming together as well, which is just getting me so excited. I don't think it's going to be finished today, which is really sad. I don't think one wall will be finished, which will be the wall where all of the cupboards are, because my extra rolls of paper haven't arrived for some reason. They haven't even been dispatched. I don't know what's going on. They haven't even been dispatched today. So I need to sort of check in on that, really. Yeah, it just hasn't been dispatched yet, which you would have thought it would have been dispatched by now. Anyway, my job now is to go through illustrations for Evergreen. And what I'm going to do is give you a sneak peek of one of the illustrations, because I want you to get a feel for how beautiful the book is as well, because it's like, I can't believe it's my book. Like, I don't know if I can put it into words, but like, you know when you open something up and it like takes your breath away, when you open up a book and you think, my God, what an incredible experience it must be to create that. To be creating a book that I'm hopeful, I mean, I'm quietly confident, but I'm hopeful you're going to experience that same feeling with, is just too exciting for words, and one that I experienced. So it's like, I look at these illustrations and I'm like, wow, and then I'm like, oh my God, that's my book. I'm not just looking at someone else's book, which is always like, wow, but when it's your book, that's the wild thing that I'm like, I think I keep forgetting. So I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of, I think, one of the seasonal front pages. And then I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of what I'm feeding back on, because there are a few little illustrations which I could just let them go, and I could just be like, you know, the majority of these illustrations are really beautiful, but I want these little touches. So what one am I going to show you? I'm going to show you one season, one reference imagery, and then one thing that I'm feeding back on. Do I go for autumn or winter? It just makes me so happy when I'm like flicking through. Oh, the summer one with the tomato. Oh my gosh, so gorgeous. Can't believe this is my book. Yeah, I think let's go for autumn, because we'll all be sort of knee deep in autumn by the time you're probably watching this anyway, so I'll show you autumn. So this is the illustration. Can I zoom in a little bit? Yeah, there we go. So, big reveal, big moment. So these are the illustrations that will sit at the beginning of each part. So there are 5 parts, obviously an introduction and a conclusion, and the 5 parts. And one of the parts, part 4, is autumn, and this is the illustration that sits around. And this is illustrated by Diane Sutherland, and she is just, oh my gosh, I just love her work so much. I've asked her if I can have all of the raw sketches of these bits of work, because it would just be so special to me that to have like the like raw drawings of this coming to life. But yes, so we have obviously the acorns and oak leaves, we have apples from the orchard, then we've got the conkers just kind of splitting from their casing. Then we've got some crown prince pumpkins and some gourds there, blackberries, rose hips, just so nostalgic. And I love how it's really soft. It's almost shaded. You can imagine it being shaded in a really soft pencil. Do you remember doing that at school? Using those really expensive soft pencils to shade in, and it was just like almost colouring in with butter. Oh, so beautiful. So this, I mean, for me, I'm overjoyed with. I feel like Diane has absolutely just encapsulated everything that Evergreen stands for, and oh, it just looks gorgeous. Sorry, I know there's a lot of ohs at the moment, but I'm just over the moon. Now, so this is what I am feeding back on at the moment. This is the these sort of illustrations are seen throughout the book, and they're almost like familiar markers of just nature being thread through this book. And I want, if you saw the oak leaves on the autumn front page, I kind of want that same specialness to be in these oak leaves, so that softer shading, a little bit more detail into it, and just really bring that almost hand-drawn sketchbook kind of vibe to the book. And Diane does that beautifully. So that is what I'm feeding back on. And oak leaves to me are some of the most beautiful leaves in the English like garden tree plethora. And I think I want to get them right, don't I? So yeah, that's that one. Okay, I feel like I couldn't not show you this one. This is a wreath design that Diane has captured in the book. So it mixes ivy and pheasant leaves just beautifully. And this is, again, these are sort of nostalgic and inspirational illustrations that are thread through the book rather than pictures and like beautifully composed pictures. We wanted to go for that more artisanal element to the book and really have artists in their own right help to bring this book to life. So yes, very happy with the ivy and feathers wreath, which even the way that we've just added the text at the bottom, the script, as if it's just been written in a notebook, it's just so perfect. So feedback is finished on all illustrations. And by the way, there are obviously lots more illustrations in the book that I haven't shown you, and some very special illustrations that sit on the inside cover. I can't wait for you to see those ones. Oh my gosh. So I'm closing my laptop, but now I need to go on to my Karen Millen collaboration and find where they are. And here we go, Lydia Millen KM, shot number 2. Tell you what, it's been really lovely making use of my Astier de Villatte crockery pieces that I haven't had out for a while. I used this, so it's sort of like a raised fruit bowl, but I used it for the cake bits and the pancakes. And then I've also got this beautiful little pot that is also from Astier de Villatte. And I think I'm going to continue collecting because they do make such lovely items. I wouldn't get like their everyday items like the mugs and things like that, but I would get more of their more like crockery pieces and vases, because they always make good accent pieces as well, and they're just so gorgeous. So yeah, good use of those. The boys have just had a couple of blueberries, so I'm going to take the chicks a few leftover blackberries and blueberries as well, because they won't last the day, I don't think. Hello ladies! Hello! Come on ladies. Here you go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here you go. Enjoy. Enjoy. Go on Snowdrop, you show them. There's more in the bowl, chicks. You don't have to steal. They're all following Snowdrop, like Snowdrop's got the only thing. There's lots more left, my loves. Yes, good job Beatrix and Jemima. Understand. Go on, ladies. Bluebell and Snowdrop, always fighting over the same thing. Gwyneth! Don't you start! I think they prefer it when I put it on their little
stumps. All right, Beatrix, chill out. Here you go. There you go. Snowdrop, however, seems to very much enjoy everything. I just have to show you this view down the hallway. It looks very, very lovely, and obviously this isn't the finished furnishings in here, but these are the finished pieces of furniture that will be in here. These two side tables that were from my childhood home in Chorleywood, and then my beautiful writing desk that is from Found by Sasha. Obviously there will be curtains and hopefully a canopy, and I need to now find lamps to go in here. At the moment I've got these beautiful flowers from Hello Petal, but I need to find the right kind of lamps. I don't want them to be too old, like too old-fashioned, but I want them to have quite a good amount of presence. So I think I'll probably check out somewhere like Ochre or something like that. Just some, I don't know, I want it to still be quite rustic, because Ali made such a good point. He was like, this is such a you room. He knows that like it's not going to be like mainstream taste, which I totally get. This was like my uber feminine play with a room, and I still think I just absolutely love it. But you could easily really kind of modernize this wallpaper if you used sort of like aged painted furniture instead, in colours that complemented this room. So if you maybe went for like a bronze, and then it accented with like a brush stroke of drop cloth on the furniture that just made it look old and battered, that would give it a more modern, like traditional feel. We've gone for very, very traditional antique furniture in here, which obviously makes it feel a little bit more old-fashioned, but I really wanted to hone that Ballyfin aesthetic in here. And when you look down the hallway, it works so beautifully. I just think it looks so good. So once the furnishings come in, I think the bed will add so much presence, because we're going for a super high ornate headboard in green linen, which is going to be stunning, and it's quite a vibrant green as well. And then we've got ginghams, and we've got more of the hydrangea fabrics in the cushions. It's definitely going to be a statement, and it's so wonderful seeing it with the doors. Obviously these handles still need to be changed, and the handle on the doors in there, but it's super soft. I think it's worked out really, really well. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. And I think it's worked well in terms of playing it safe with the colour matched cornice and skirting and doors. I just think maybe it would have been a bit too much. And I'm always looking for ways to incorporate green into my house without it just being green. Do you know what I mean? I want to have elements of the natural environment that's outside, inside, without just painting everything green. And as you can see, as this wisteria over the window matures, it's just going to sort of reflect what is in this room so beautifully. I'm so glad we planted that, and I can't believe how established it is now. I was so worried that wisteria is going to take an age to establish itself, but I just think this just looks fantastic. So next up is curtains, curtain pole, and then the bathroom in there, which I think we're going to pick out one of these kind of greens. Either go for Boringdon Green from Little Green Company and paint it all in there with sort of shiplap panelling and that kind of thing, and then the hydrangea fabric. But we're just going to see for now that this is just gorgeous. And I just love that everything in here at the moment is old. That's what I love the most. Obviously the bed will have to be new, but for the most part we've done this room with everything that's old. The one thing I would say about the wallpaper, and this is from the horse's mouth when it comes to the wallpaper, he said that he's actually going to put in his Facebook group that this is one of the worst wallpapers he's had to install. And I think he was worrying, bless him, because now that everything has dried down, it is fitting so much better. But I think he really, really struggled with making it work and look to the standard that he would always want it to look. So that's just something to consider, that I sort of clearly paid for the design and not necessarily the quality of paper. And they were like, oh, you could have gone to Dulux and not Dulux, like B&Q, and got any paper and it would have been better than this.
But I was like, it was really the design of this and the artwork and the brush strokes that was in this particular design that I wanted. And so it wasn't about getting any old paper, if you know what I mean. But yes, so it was a bit of a ball ache. They have struggled, but it's paid off and I'm super, super happy. And what we've done is painted everything in so it's super like seamless. So we've got all of the thermostats painted in. I might, depending on how I feel, get some of those sockets where you can put the wallpaper in the background, but it's not an essential for me, to be honest. But very, very happy with how it's come out.